want to go back to this theme around, you know, the suffering of the children in Syria. And I think for me, what stood out the most, perhaps, in the cave are the scenes after the chemical attacks and, you know, the children coming in, just incredible suffering. At the beginning of those chemical attacks, when you were still trying to figure out exactly what had happened, just take us through what's going through your mind, what you're thinking.
Yeah, this chemical attack which you saw in the film it was in chlorine gas, and it's easier. It's much easier than the last one which you didn't see. And I witnessed that in 2013 they targeted us in sarin gas, and it's very dangerous, and it killed just in one night they kill about more than 1,000 people in one night, and most of them were children. We didn't understand when they targeted us in chemical gas. Actually, we don't know what is it. To chlorine, we know the smell of chlorine, but for sarin, we didn't know. And just we saw people are suffocating. Thousands of people are suffocating, and we watched that. We were a few doctors, and we have some medicine and some medical supplies. We couldn't work and help all of these people, and all of it was urgent cases. As a doctor, sometimes we classified the cases and start with the most dangerous one, but to chemical attack, all of them have the same symptoms. I started working with the children, and again, I need to choose who I want to help. It was the most difficult moment to me. It was very hard to me to choose, because thousands of children and thousands of people were suffocating. It's very hard. And if you help someone, the other, of course, will die, because they need very immediate and urgent help. And I did. I chose to work with the children, and I started work with children who were next to me, and other children died. That night, I remember we helped some, but a lot of people died, and we saw their dead bodies. They were hundreds. And that was horrible. But after that, nothing happened. All the people around the world saw these photos and these videos and do nothing for us.
Yeah. Dr. Amani, what struck all of us as we watched The Cave was your incredible sense of keeping yourself together and getting on with the work that needed to be done in impossible situations. But there was that one moment in The Cave where you went back to your office and you broke down. What happened in that moment?
Yeah, not only one moment, but a lot of moments. I collapsed. I felt that I couldn't work, but people need us, and that's why we keep going on and working and help others. Because at this moment which you saw, it was when a mother was watching her child. She has a child about 9 or 11 years old, and this child was dying. He didn't have a hope to survive. He was bleeding from his ears, and a part of his brain was out. And he's still breathing for a long time. And she asked me after that, she said, can you give him something to die? Because she felt that he's tortured. And I was shocked to say that she wanted me to kill her son. That shocked me. And this is very difficult. I wanted to stay to help people to live, not to die. Yeah. That was very hard to me. I couldn't say any word. I just cried, and I couldn't continue working. And yeah, I have a lot of moments like this to see children are dying. When you see children hungry and afraid from warbling, it's very hard to see that. But to see them dying, it's the hardest thing.
And for you, Dr. Amani, you know, there is so much interest to talk to you now, people like myself and journalists around the world, and you are having to recount these moments over and over again and essentially live through them over and over again. But you're doing that again with incredible strength and grace, but it must be very hard on you.
It's hard, actually, and to talk about these children and about what happening, it re-traumatized me, but I need to talk, because, you know, when I saw the dead bodies of children during 6 years, and I saw the children who lost their arms, who lost their legs, I couldn't help them, but I promised to be their voice, and I wanted to be their voice because they're still suffering now. We evacuated, we displaced from Al-Ghouta, but the same children now are in Idlib, are being bombed, are being killed, are dying because of cold, of hunger. They're still suffering. I wanted to be their voice, to tell the people, all the people around the world about what's happening to them, to ask the people to help them, to ask international community, the politicians, and everyone individual can help, to ask them to help them as humans. They are suffering and they need help.
Dr. Amani, the cave, you know, it's incredibly heartbreaking. I'm really excited for the rest of our country to see and to get a real glimpse, as the world has done, into the realities of life in Syria, and to open the eyes of the world to the realities there. But you had so many moments with your colleagues, incredibly, moments where you were able to laugh, where you were able to joke with each other. I imagine those bonds formed there with your colleagues, those are lifelong.
Yes, these moments make us still alive, and because, you know, we are humans, we are not machines. Of course, we are doctors and nurses, and we want to work to help people, but we are humans. We feel, we were afraid. I tried to support the children, to tell them not to be afraid of bombing, but I was afraid, and all of us was afraid. We were in a hospital, and it's target for the bombing, and we were under warplanes all the time. We were afraid. We were hungry with other people. We were living underground in dark place. We need to support ourselves to stay, to complete working, to help others. And that's why sometimes we try to create these happy moments, to laugh, to have fun, because we want to survive. We don't want to die.
Yeah. Tell us about your life now, Dr. Amani, just before we let you go. What does the future hold for you, Dr. Amani?
Yeah, to me, I think after everything happened, I think that we still have a hope, and we can help others. And that's why I have a fund in partnership with a foundation. It's King Gabon Foundation in Belgium. And I have a fund to support and empower women and young girls in conflict zone. And this is what I'm working on now. To get money to help them. That's why I was in the US last month, and I'm in Europe now to support and help. And also I'm working to meet some politicians to try to make pressure on them, to make pressure on international community to help Syrians and stop this war.
Dr. Amani Ballour, thank you so much for talking to us. It's been an incredible honor for us here in South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.